Hey friends, it is time for your very own cooking show. What we're going to do tonight is we are going to make homemade French bread pizzas, and I'm going to teach you how to make it, and then you are going to turn the video off and you're going to film your own cooking show at home. So what you're going to do is you'll first choose a chef. If all of you want to be a chef, great. Or you can choose someone to do all of the videotaping, so they can carry the phone around or camera around and video, and you can choose someone to be the chef. Maybe you have multiple chefs or a head chef and an assistant chef. Whatever you want to do, I want you to make your own cooking show and then share it with me. If you could, just text it to me or email it to me. I would love to see your cooking show and what you've put together. We are not making French bread homemade. We aren't going to be using yeast and making bread dough. If you want to do that, there are plenty of recipes online or in cookbooks that you could follow, but we're just trying to keep it simple for everybody. So I'm going to teach you the steps, and then you'll turn the video off, see what you remember, and it'll be your turn to make things happen. So our first step is to set our oven at 400 degrees. While it's preheating, we are going to prepare a garlic butter. I have 2 small pieces of French bread here. You might be cooking a whole French bread loaf, but I'm just going to do a third of our recipe today. So I'm just going to do 2 tablespoons of butter instead of 6. Our first step is making the garlic butter. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and heat it in the microwave. A minute did the trick. Now with my melted butter, I'm going to put in 1 shake of garlic powder. That was a lot of garlic powder. And then 2 shakes, maybe 3 or 4, of parsley flakes. If you have fresh parsley and you want to use fresh parsley, go for it. Or fresh garlic and you want to use fresh garlic, go for it. Now we're going to stir up our butter, garlic, and parsley. And then we're going to kind of paint our bread that we've already sliced and put onto a baking sheet. I'm using a pastry brush, a little rubber brush just for brushing it on. If you don't have that, then you can just use a spoon and put a little bit on at a time. So I'm brushing on the garlic butter. The reason we use garlic butter, and other than that it tastes great, is we are actually going to bake the French bread before we put any other toppings on. The reason is, you know, the bottom layer usually in a pizza is sauce, and sauce makes just plain French bread very soggy. So what we want to do is put this butter and garlic and parsley mixture onto our bread, and then after we've put it onto our bread, we're going to bake the bread for 8 minutes. And our bread is going to get crispy on top. I would much rather have a nice crispy topping. It won't be super crispy, like you won't like it or anything, but I would much rather have a crispy topping than soggy pizza. So after you feel like you have enough butter, garlic, and parsley flakes on your surface of your pizza, you are going to put it in the oven at 400 for 8 minutes. Are you remembering all the steps? Because you're about to be the chef. We're going to put this in the oven, and I'll be back with you in 8 minutes. Let me give you a little tip for filming your own show. During the waiting time, like the 8 minutes while we're waiting for the pizza to be ready, you should just turn the camera off and you can talk and hang out with your family. You don't have to film continually. It's best to shoot for that scene, in the scene, and then when something else is happening with the recipe, start shooting again. During the little breaks while things are baking, you can be cleaning up the kitchen. If you clean as you go, you don't have anything to do when your food is ready. Alright, I know I said 8 minutes, but I actually only left this in for 5 minutes. My French bread is thin, and I'm only cooking 2 pieces, so that might be why. But keep an eye on whatever you have in the oven to make sure you don't overbake it. Now, instead of putting sauce on first, to make sure our bread's not soggy, we're going to put a topping on first. I'm putting pepperonis on first. And you could have olives or green peppers, or maybe you are really adventuresome and you like ham and pineapple pizza. I'm just doing good old pepperoni pizza. So I'm going to layer some pepperonis onto the bread. And then on top of the pepperonis, I'm going to put the sauce. I'll still put some pepperonis on at the end, but this is just serving as a layer to make sure that the sauce does not make my bread soggy. Now I'm using good old jarred pizza sauce and a spoon. Tell your audience, if you're doing a cooking show, tell them what you're doing while you're doing it. I am layering this on very carefully so it does not spill over onto the edges. Now I am remembering that this pan is very hot. It just came out of the oven, so it's very hot in there. As a little tip, if you wanted to not put toppings on here, and you just wanted to not put sauce or pepperoni or any toppings, you could just put cheese on here and make it garlic cheesy bread. So now it's time for our cheese. I'm putting on mozzarella cheese. You might like different cheese. You do whatever you want on your pizza if you're going to eat it. So I'm putting my cheese on. And next I'm going to put a little bit of oregano and salt. So I'm just going to go a little salt and a little oregano. Remember, we already have the garlic and the parsley, so we have those flavors. And the salt and oregano are two good ingredients to add to pizza. And I want to show everybody eating the pizza that it has pepperonis on the bottom. So now I'm just going to put a couple pepperonis on top. Not a lot, just a couple. Maybe 2 on this one, and maybe 3 on this one. 1, 2, 3. And back in the oven for about another 5 minutes. Pan is hot now, so use an oven mitt. Make sure you have your parents' help anytime you use the oven. 5 minutes are on the timer. Now I'm going to clean up the kitchen, so right when it comes out, we're ready to go. Alright, we've taken our French bread pizza out of the oven and it looks great. So we're going to let that cool while we are going to decorate some cookies. So I challenged you all to buy whatever kind of cookie dough you like. You can make your own cookies, you can make them from scratch, you can use a cookie dough log of sugar cookie or chocolate chip cookie, whatever you want to do. And we are going to have a cookie decorating contest. So my favorite cookie is a chocolate chip cookie, which I have already made. So I've got my chocolate chip cookies. And my favorite icing is rainbow chip icing. I hope you have your favorite icing. And then I hope you have your favorite decorations. My favorite decoration are rainbow sprinkles, so I have those. I'm going to decorate a cookie with those ingredients. I'll show it to you all, and I hope you decorate a cookie with your favorite ingredients to show everybody at your house. Alright, that wraps up our time together. I hope you enjoy your French bread pizza and am excited to see the videos that you made. I made a smiley face on my cookie. Please send me videos, please send me pictures, and I'd love to see what you've done. I'll see you all next week. Happy cooking!